What's going on, everybody? You found Bottom Tier Collector, and I'm your host, the Bearded One. As always, thank you for liking, subscribing, commenting on my content. I always appreciate it. I promise you guys. Hope you guys had a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holidays and just a great 2022 all in general. Nothing bad happened to you or your loved ones. And I hope you made it through another year safe and sound and you're ready to get recharged and hit the new year like I am here in a couple days. So it's officially December 31st. It's around 9:30 p.m. as the time of recording. So it's safe to say 2022 is locked up. And I'd like to talk a little bit about how my year went as a collector, as a reader, as a YouTube content creator, and just kind of share with you guys some statistics and things I accomplished in 2022. And I'll save my goal video for 2023 in another video. So I've got notes here off my tablet. So forgive me for reading off this tablet. So let's just start with my channel. Just some quick boring stats. So as of right now, I have 80 subscribers. Thank you guys. That's all you. I have 1.5k views, so 1,500 views. Again, thank you. I owe all you guys big thanks for that. And then 23.3 hours watched of my channel. Now, the views and these are like all-time stats, but this is, up until this point. So, first off, all those stats don't happen without you guys. And I know it takes me to make a video, but it takes you guys to watch the video. And there's no growth on this channel without you guys. I just get nervous and self-conscious about marketing my channel and trying to grow and treat it like a business or treat it like something I want to monetize and make money off of. And that's not really why I'm here on YouTube. This is really just an outlet for me to connect with other people and just talk about the hobby that I really love. And share stories I've read and so forth. So, but again, it takes you guys to help my channel grow. I do want to see some growth in my channel. It makes me feel like my channel matters and I'm doing something here on YouTube. I'd also like to add how do the Blade movies stack up against my Spicy MCU rankings list? Way too long of a title, but it didn't matter with viewers. That is my all-time views video. It's got 264 views. That is nuts. That is insane. That's over triple the amount of subscribers I have. For some reason, after after one video I'm going to bring up here in a second, it really put my channel on blast for a good 2-month-ish spurt, and I saw triple-digit views for a handful of videos. And then the Blade movie here, I just mentioned, it was the biggest beneficiary of that little spurt I had. The Comic Collector's Top 10 Superman Covers Challenge. So I'm going to pause right here. Go check out the Comic Collector. Really cool dude. He does something no one else does in YouTube. He does these action figure shorts. He makes like sitcom short clips with his superhero action figures. And his humor is so hilarious and dry. It's just my kind of humor. I find it hilarious. And he'll compile all of his short intros, his action figure shorts, into a collection every so often. And I watch the whole thing and have a blast. Oh my gosh. He did one with a Superman and a Barbie that I laughed out loud and was almost brought to tears when I saw that short. But yeah, again, it's the Comic Collector. Go check his channel out. Give him a like, a subscribe, and a view. But I'm bringing up that video, his cover challenge, because it's the most commented on video. I have 20 comments. Now, I bet 10 of them are me replying to people. But overall, it is my most commented on video, and that is also an all-time high for me. No other video has 20 comments, even from 2020. The last thing I'd like to say, I'm asking for recommendations from the community. This video changed my channel. It really kind of put me out there into the community a little bit, and maybe you could say it was a tactic to get more views, but it really wasn't. I just wanted the people that were already subscribed to me to give me feedback. That's really all I wanted. I wasn't trying to get advertised. But Hidden Gem and Legion of Comics and maybe somebody else shared my video and really did a lot for my channel to get it more attention in the community. And that video has 15 likes. That is also the all-time high for likes in the history of my channel. And while I'm speaking about the history of my channel, May 20th of 2020, I believe, no, of 2021, May 20th of 2021 is the date I uploaded my first video. And it was just a quick welcome to the channel type video. I don't think I gave my backstory yet in that video, but that's my anniversary date, May 20th. Every year is my anniversary date. So that's another thing I accomplished on this channel. I went over a year, and I feel like if you go over a year, you're really going to stick around on YouTube and in the community if you can do something for a year and you're still sticking to it after the year mark. And I want to encourage everybody out there that you're newer in the community, just stick at it, keep at it. Maybe you're going to have some breaks. You know, the full-time guys, the people that make money off this, the people that live off YouTube, they're going to have the schedule. They're going to have the consistency. Don't worry about that if you're a smaller channel or a newer channel. I just want to encourage you to just stay at it, keep interacting, keep uploading videos, and I promise we're all going to come out and watch your stuff. If you're a cool dude or dudette. Okay, so I'm going to go into reading since reading is a little shorter, and I don't have any visual aids for the reading part. So what I accomplished in 2022 in reading, I took a big step back this summer with the pull list. I canceled my pull list and I got rid of my LCS. It breaks my heart to say that, but they didn't provide the best customer service in the world, and I needed to cut back anyways. The hobby was getting a little too much at the time. We were in transition to move out of my parents' house and move into the house. We finished building in July, and we didn't know how a mortgage was going to be. So summertime, I canceled, my pull list and quit going to the place I refer to as my LCS. But right now, I'm happy to announce that I've got the itch again to get back into new comic book day books and get into that routine. I made a couple orders on Discount Comic Book Service. Great service. Check them out if you don't know about them. I've been going back to the LCS a little more, getting books off the racks, getting newer current books in the back bins. So I don't want to get into what I hope to accomplish in 2023, but I'm hoping that momentum carries me into 2023. So that's what happened with my pull list. I didn't read as much new comics this year, but I did finish the Spawn Compendium 1, which is the first 50 issues of Spawn. I believe I was already deep into it at the end of the year, but by the time January rolled around, I was really wanting to push through it and get it done, and it was such a good read. Todd McFarlane really put a lot of effort and love and passion and intelligence into those first 50 issues. And a lot of people say Spawn falls off after the first 50 issues, and I hope that's not the case. I've got Spawn Compendium 2. I got it for Christmas, and I'm hoping it's going to be an epic read. I read current Spawn. I'm in the Spawn universe, and while that stuff is good, it just doesn't compare to the first 50 issues of Spawn. Some of that stuff is legendary. Now, maybe it's not fair to say that because Todd let some legendary writers, how should I say this, collaborate on in the first 50 issues. So like Alan Moore did some issues, Dave Sim of Cerebus, Neil Gaiman, Grant Morrison. So some legendary writers got to put their 2 cents on Spawn in the first 50 issues. And I really hope that's not the reason those first 50 issues are so good. I don't think they are, because Todd wrote 95% of the first 50 issues, and it's great material. I finally finished Crisis on Infinite Earths. Sorry, Party Foul. I hope I still am in the camera lens. Magnificent story. I get the hype. I get why a lot of people call it the greatest event of all time. Some even call it the greatest story of all time. I get it. That ending was magnificent and very poetic, and the Golden Age versions of a lot of the DC characters got a great send-off at the end. It was just beautiful, and I felt the emotion. Now, the death of Supergirl, spoiler, 40-something year spoiler, Supergirl's death didn't impact me as much, but Barry Allen got me. I was almost brought to tears when I was reading the death of Barry Allen. And that's just a testament to the writing of Marv Wolfman, and then the artistry of George Perez. Rest in peace to the GOAT, George Perez, and his art for really accenting the great writing, the very dense writing of Crisis on Infinite Earths. I don't think, if they had a subpar artist, I really just don't think it would have helped out Marv Wolfman's very dense writing in that story. Is it my personal favorite story of all time? No, it's super dense. Super dense. It's a little dense. And then some of the writing feels very dated. I don't like that the 1980s is still considered current comics, like modern comics. It's like 40 years old now, or it's fixing to be 40 years old. It's just dated. It's dated. But still a great story. I'm glad I read it, and I hope to revisit it again in the future. And I probably won't read. I actually read every single issue, every tie-in of Crisis on Infinite Earths. And I hope the next time I read it, I'll probably just read the 12 issues, and that'll be my refresher. And then, of note, the other thing I read this year was Emerald Twilight. And there's a video on Crisis on Infinite Earths and Emerald Twilight, so I don't want to go over these too much. But Emerald Twilight, again, moved me to tears, and I told Ron Mars when I got the books autographed, I will be showing those books later in the video, that, after all these years, I read Emerald Twilight for the first time this year, and it moved me to tears. And he really appreciated hearing that. He said, thank you, man. That's why we do this stuff. And Ron Mars is the dude. He's my Green Lantern writer. Some people you can have your Jeff Johns, you can have your I forget his name. Julia Schwartz. There we go. Julia Schwartz. You can have your Julia Schwartz. You can have your Jeff Johns. I go with Ron Mars. That's my dude. And he put me on Kyle Rayner. Something fierce. Because of Emerald Twilight, Kyle Rayner is now my Green Lantern. But I'll let Hal Jordan be the guy. I think of Hal Jordan as the mascot for the Green Lantern, and I'm cool with that. So that's what I read this year. Obviously, I've read some other things, but those are the big three of note. The Spawn Compendium 1, Crisis on Infinite Earths, and Emerald Twilight. And so now I've got some visual aids. I want to talk to you guys about what I did collecting-wise. And, I'm largely a collector, and that's going to show because I did a lot more collecting than I did of reading this year. I think a lot of us do. It's just hard not to go down that rabbit hole of purchasing comic books and going on the hunt and spending time with friends. And you only have so much time in the day to read a comic book. So first up, and I've got videos of everything I completed. I have a completed runs series that I do. I started last year, and this was the first run I completed of the year. The Demon Volume 2. So there's number 1. There's number 2. There's number 3. Man, I love these comic book stands. I'm glad the wife bought me some for Christmas. And there's number 4. And it's just a 4-issue miniseries. I think this takes place after some appearances in Swamp Thing. I'm just piecing stuff together that I haven't even read. But this is a mid-'80s story, and Demon Volume 1 is from the 70s, maybe the early 80s, but I doubt it. And then somewhere in between Volume 1 and Volume 2, Demon spends a lot of time with Swamp Thing in his run, the Alan Moore run. So I'm thinking the continuity is continuing on from the Alan Moore Swamp Thing continuity. Haven't read it, don't know much about it. That's just me using my powers of deduction to place the continuity, the canon. So I also completed Deathstroke Volume 2, or Deathstroke New 52. I'm not going to show every issue. It's a 20-issue run. It sucks. It largely sucks. If you're a Deathstroke mark or Deathstroke completionist, go ahead, knock yourself out. If you're just interested in the New 52, I would buy the trades. I wouldn't buy the single issues. I'm on the fence with Deathstroke right now. I'm kind of out of love with Deathstroke, but it's still got such cool stories, such a cool gimmick, in my opinion, that I can't let my Deathstroke collection go. I can't get rid of it yet, because I just have something's gnawing at me that if I get rid of it, I'm going to have seller's regret. And I'm just keeping it right now to be on the safe side. I still like Deathstroke. I'm just kind of out of love with the character right now. I know they're doing Deathstroke Inc. right now. He is getting attention, but I need something more from Deathstroke. I need something darker and nastier, like I saw in the first 5 to 6 issues of this. But after you get past the Kyle Higgins part and you get into the Rob Liefeld part, Deathstroke sucks. Don't even bother with it if you're just curious about Deathstroke. There's better stories out there. I also completed a near 10-year hunt. It took me 9 years. I completed Wolverine Volume 2. When Wolverine... I decided to make this year the year I was going to hit Wolverine hard. As far as my collecting goals went, there was just rumblings of the mutants here and there and here and there. And I just knew I was on a time clock for this run. You know, it was only a matter of time before things shot up, and I already had most of the big keys, and I'm still missing 102.5, but I don't really count that as far as needing it to say my run's completed. I think 102.5 is like a random one-off. It's like a super rare discontinued book, so I don't count it. But technically, I don't have 102.5. But I have everything else. I have 102, 103, and everything else. And then I'll also add, while I'm talking about Wolverine, all my Wolverine runs, my long-term goal for Wolverine, I've accepted I may never own Hulk 180, 181, and 182, or Giant Size X-Men. Those are the 4 biggest books Wolverine has, I would imagine, besides variants. So my goal is, since I probably can't own the biggest books, even in this comic book crash we're in right now, I can still realistically collect every single Wolverine solo volume, and there's 7 Wolverine volumes right now, and all of them, I ran the numbers just a month or two ago. All of my runs are completed or at 70%, 74% complete or more. And I have Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 4... No. Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 5, and 6 complete. Volume 7 is on the stands, and then Volume 3 is at 74% complete, and I believe I'm at like 76% complete Volume 4. I know these are oddly specific numbers, but I did run the numbers, and I'm just that anal retentive about keeping up with, my collecting goals. So you just have to bear with me when I run these oddly specific numbers. And then the Lobo appearance history, I'm just using the first appearance to represent the Lobo appearance history. I am now within single digits of completing Lobo's appearance history. Now, when I say Lobo's appearance history, I'm only referring to the American English comic books. I'm not referring to encyclopedias, trade paperbacks, omnibus, German, not German, just European incentives or other international variants. I said incentives, but I meant variants. I mean the main actual DC American United States comic books. I'm within single digits of having every appearance Lobo has ever been in. And that's awesome. That's crazy. And then, if I find an encyclopedia or a collected book that's like at a cheap, affordable price, I'll pick it up, that Lobo happens to be in. And then I'm also going for what I'm calling the Platinum Award, the Platinum Trophy, which is, to me, what the Platinum Trophy means is I'm going for every single cover Lobo's ever been on, which does include European variants. So there's that. And now I'm going to get into the autographs I got this year. Props to Memphis Comic Expo. They had all the hot writers this year. First up, I got Kyle Hotz to sign my Death Metal Infinite Hour Extreme one-shot. There's his little autograph right there. Had an embarrassing moment with Kyle Hotz. You'll have to look up the Memphis Comic Expo haul video if you want the story on that. But I saved face and got out of there. Brave and the Bold 4 got Mark Waid to sign that. Just magnificent cover. George Perez did the art. Kind of breaks my heart that George Perez will never be able to sign this book for me. But, just a testament to the GOAT. Why I picked this out for Mark Waid to autograph. Also got Mark Waid to sign my 52 Week 17, one of the most iconic Lobo covers there ever was. Then I got Dan Brereton to sign his iconic Lobo covers. Hardly fail. Scared me. There we go. Legion 26. His autograph's in there. It's hidden, but it's there. Legion 31. Just love these awesome painted covers. And then I got this one double signed. Lobo's Blazing Chain of Love. Got Dan Brereton and Dennis Cohen. And then I also got Dennis Cohen to autograph my Rorschach. Which issue is this? Rorschach issue 5. This is the second time I've been at a con Kevin Nolan's been at. First time I forgot to bring this book because I didn't do my homework. I didn't realize he had done this book. This is before I had CLZ as well. So I got Kevin Nolan to sign my first Azrael. And then I'm going to switch up some books here. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. And then at Huntsville Comic Expo, which is my local con, they had Kevin Eastman, and I was able to land a super reader copy. It's got some damage down here of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 7, The Origin of the Turtles. So I did get a minor key of the Turtles and got Kevin Eastman's signature on it. I can't even afford a third print. Even though I think I'm going to go for a third or fourth print, the color cover of number 1 is the one I'm going to go for. I just can't afford. I can't afford to pay $1,000 for a comic book. And then I'm going to segue into the want list. Some of these books were on the want list. So these are books I got on my 2022 want list, but these first four I also got autographed at Memphis Comic Expo. Here's Green Lantern 48, Green Lantern 49, Green Lantern 50. You can see I got them all autographed by Ron Mars. Green Lantern 51. 48 and 50 were on the want list, but you have to get 49 and 51. You can't just get 48 and 50. I got Hellrisen 3. I don't give a damn about Punchline, I'll be honest. I don't give a shit about the Joker. I don't give a shit about Harley Quinn. I don't care. Harley Quinn in the Suicide Squad is dope as hell. But don't care about none of that here. I just bought Hellrisen 3 because of Lobo. I want every book Lobo's ever been in. Sometimes that means I gotta buy a different character's first appearance. We got Marvel Comics Presents 72. A partial origin of Wolverine. Wolverine's origin is... It's hard to say that Wolverine has an origin anymore. It's more of just a backstory. You've got the Weapon X history of Wolverine. You've got Wolverine when he was a child. Which part of Wolverine's history do you want to claim as the origin? You know what I mean? So I'm just going to call this a partial origin. Next up, we got Legends 6. First appearance of my favorite superhero team, Justice League International. I believe that's Justice League International on the cover. I believe I got this in 2022. If I didn't, well, doesn't really matter. Underworld Unleashed #1. Logo's not in this one. I got it because of Neuron. DC needs more crisis level villains. It's something they're not very good at. It's something I think Marvel has a little more than DC is like universe wide threats, like DEFCON 5 level threats. And Necron should be one. Necron is literally like one of the Lords of Hell. Super duper threat. And so I got this to kind of get out ahead of everybody. Nobody talks about Neuron. Nobody cares about Neuron. Nobody talks about Underworld Unleashed. I mean, look how old it is. That old school Joker right there. That's how freaking old this thing is. And so yeah, first appearance of Neuron. Darker Image 1, first appearance of Lobo's ripoff guy from Image, Bloodwolf. Even got the Bloodwolf card down here. Then I got super lucky, found this in the dollar bins. First cameo appearance of Bishop for $1. It's a super reader copy, but who cares? I found this for less than $1. Uncanny X-Force 1, first appearance of the black suit. Wolverine's black suit, might I add. And then I got this for a reasonable price, $15. It's 4.0, 5.0 at best. Howard the Duck, #1, first solo issue. I did a read-through of Howard the Duck #1, and it was the first video that kicked off my Exploring New Things series, so go watch that if you're interested. And I think I'm hooked. I like Howard the Duck. I don't know how much battery I have, so I'm going to try to do a quick wrap up here. Stay tuned. In the near future, I'm going to do a 2023 goals video, which will include my want list. I'm not going to tell you guys the comics I didn't get. I didn't get about half of the books on my want list. And the reason why I don't care to tell you guys what I didn't get is because it doesn't matter what I don't get. I don't really do want list to try and complete the list. It's just there for me, if I'm kind of not finding stuff that I'm collecting, like runs I'm feeling, then I'll revert to the 20 whatever want list. And it's also fun to just kind of add keys here and there at reasonable prices. So yeah, I'll do a goals list, and then I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. I'll come up with some more content in the future. I'm also gearing up for my annual road trip hunts with a lot of my buddies. It's 4 of us. We go on a trip, about 2-hour drive north to Nashville, Tennessee, and we hit up the town for half the day, most of the day, and just have a good old time, fellowshipping, connecting, and hanging out and buying comic books. And oh, I remember what I just forgot it again. Oh yeah. Next year is my 10-year anniversary in the hobby. I will have been a decade-long comic book reader and collector. So I'm going to be doing monthly videos offering tips, tricks, advice from a 10-year vet in the hobby. I'm going to try and target beginners. I'm going to try and target intermediate people, and then maybe, advanced expert. That is all perspective, what you consider yourself. I've been in the hobby for 10 years, and I definitely don't consider myself an expert or advanced level collector, whatever that means. I guess it's up to you if you consider yourself advanced, but I don't feel like enough of us out there offer the advice videos to intermediate, advanced, and expert collectors. So I'm going to attempt to try and do that next year, now that I have a decade in the hobby and I have life experience to share with everybody. So that's what's coming in the future and next year. This is what I accomplished in 2022. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope my phone isn't dead and I can upload this. Until next time, guys.